BYMX. Down into turn number one we go. Who's it gonna be? It's like coming out up front here. It looks like Owen. We got a rider down. That was Jack, I believe. Owen off of the racetrack hands it over to another rider. This is Steez. So Steez, he's leading here right off of the rip. Aiden right in behind him. Check these guys out. We got Adam on the inside. Look at this. We got some freestyle going on for all the fans out there. Aiden throwing some tricks for you on that TLD Red Bull ride. Hemi having some problems on the wrong side of the racetrack over here. Gonna have to watch the replay and see what happened with him. Blazing now up into the number 4 spot. In behind him, it looks like we got Garcia with Owen and Greg the Legend. Greg the Legend out here in the A-Class representing tonight. Look at this, boys. We are officially underway with round number 1 for our A-Class riders. This is a big one for the MX Bikes community. One of the riders that we all were waiting to see what he could do, Hemi, he had some problems here on the opening lap. We're going to have to find out what happened to him. Question is, where's Mick Chicken? Is he in here? Yeah, we have Mick Chicken tonight. Okay. So we're going to have to find him in the pack. Here's Jerb. He's on that TLD Red Bull ride. Marco just ahead of him, a privateer here. A privateer in the A-Class. Wow, now that's going to be a rare one there now. With all the talent from these guys, hey, you can expect all of the team managers to be on top of it. Look at this. We got a battle for the number 3 spot going on between Garcia and Adam here. Adam on the CC Honda ride and Garcia riding for the Street Dogs Racing Team. He's going to go back up into the number 3 spot. We're going to stay right here with this battle for right now. A-Class action on your screens. Aiden on the ground, taking a soil sample here early on. Look at this pack. This is going to be a big one. Here's Mick Chicken. And right as I put my camera on him, Mick Chicken finds himself on the ground. Huge mistake there from Mick Chicken. And this is our lead pack, guys. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 riders. 10 riders solid. 11 right there with him. This is a big one. And right now, the biggest thing on this racetrack is Steez, as he is on the BRH ride and he is leading Garcia. Garcia has advanced forward and finds himself in the number 2 spot early on here. It's a long moto, 16 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. As we're going to follow these guys around, check it out. We're going to see some style happening right here. Throwing it flat for all you fans. Greg the Legend on the Alpine ride now into the number 3 spot. Look at this. We could have a battle for the lead here. Could be taking shape. Garcia to the inside, trying to force the issue. Can Steve shut him down? No. Garcia gets by, but he goes down. And Garcia taking a soil sample as he drops down into the screw U-turn. Greg the Legend finds himself in a good predicament here. Side-by-side racing action. Steez is the leader, but can he hold on to it? Greg the Legend gonna force the issue on the inside. It doesn't happen. They come up and over the step up, down the straightaway into the right-hander. Greg the Legend trying to make something happen here now. Steez on that BRH Honda. Able to hold on to the lead. Here's Marco. He's running in the number 3 spot. Aiden in 4th. Jack rounding out our top 5 on the G Fuel Kawasaki. McManus right there on a McMonster Kawasaki. Look at this, folks. Battles all over the racetrack. Welcome to the show if you're just now joining us. This is round number 1 of the Backyard MX series. right here at Unadilla for the A-Class, or as some of you might know it as the Pro Division. We have now found Dad's shoes on that McMonster ride, and he goes down. He goes down. Yorks comes together with Garcia and Dad's shoes. All three riders having a problem here. And looks like David just ahead of them. Jen with that TLD Red Bull ride. He now finds himself right in front of Dad's shoes. Here's Reese. Reese Cooper, we've been waiting to see where he was in the field, and we have now found him. Skills right there on the Prospects Designs Kawasaki. Reese got some company here. And looks like he's going to come together with him, and he goes down. Reese stays on two wheels. Dad's shoes and Reese up and over the big table here. Let's see if any of these riders are doubling through this section. No, they are not. All riders taking the outside here, doubling up the hill. Here's Yorks on that Horizon Racing Honda. And there's Skills. He's back up and running. Let's head forward towards the front of the pack here. We've got a battle happening. Marco going at it with Jack, and Steez McManus joins in on the battle. These guys going to drop down in the pit and come across the line. Let's see what it says here. Shows Jack currently as the leader on the G Fuel Kawasaki. Steez got pressure from McManus. He comes together with Marco, and Marco and Steez find himself on the ground here trying to remount and get going. These riders were battling for the lead, and just like that, they are back into the 4th and 5th positions. So now we got to take a look forward and see who we have here. Jack on that G Fuel ride is going to take the lead. McManus bumps up into the number 2 spot. Can McManus run him down? He's still got 12 minutes and 45 seconds to go. He's got to get to his rear wheel, and then he's got to make a pass. And he's got to make it stick. That way he can get himself a moto victory here in moto number 1 of the A class. That big monster Kawasaki is barking at you as he comes around here through this left-handed sweeper. We're going to drop in behind him to the number 3 ride of Morin. He's on the Prospect Designs Kawasaki. All these riders opting to go to the outside here. A little bit of a hiccup there for Morin as he tries to hold on to it as he heads back up the hill. Here comes Marco. He's got Steez and Greg the Legend right there. Greg the Legend trying an outside move. He gets around Steez. Victor right there, his teammate. That's a Horizon Racing Honda. So BRH, Alpine, and Horizon Racing Honda, these guys going at it here as they come over the step up and head down this straightaway section into the right-handed sweeper. Just in behind them, it's going to be Hemi. He's gotten back up and running now. Hereda's in behind him. Here comes Aiden as he has fallen back and beginning to work his way towards the front of the field once again. Owen back up and running as well. Let's go on board with Reese as he tries to fight his way through the pack here. Definitely a rider I would expect to be towards the front of the pack as we get closer towards the end of this moto. Him and McChicken both, I would say, are going to fight all the way to the end of this one. There's Larson. He's also mounted on a G Fuel ride. And let's take this on board with a couple of our riders now. Here we go. It's the battle between McManus and Morin. They've got company now. Let's see who that is. Looks like Marco right in there with them. And you folks will see that these camera angles kind of get tough here. Let's stick to the free roam cam. We'll head back over to it. I apologize. So we are going to find the front of the pack here. Here is your leader dropping down into the Screw U. Coming up and out, looking good. Here's Smooth in full control. McManus drops down to the number 2 spot. All the way on the outside, Marco trying to hold off Morin, but Morin gets a good drive on him. Greg the Legend right there with him. Here comes Steez. Hemi now joining in on the action with Victor. Red is right there with him. Here comes Aiden, Reese, Owen, and Larson. Look at this. Aiden on the ground once again. So Aiden, after doing work and beginning to catch up towards the leaders, he goes down again. That's going to cause a big problem for him. Here we go now. Back towards this finish line section. Reese Cooper putting in the work. Owen and Larson, the two G Fuel mounted pilots right there running with him. Trying to follow him towards the front of the pack. But I tell you what, our leaders, they are something special here tonight. Look at this terrific racetrack at Unadilla. This place is beautiful. Jack coming through that right-hander, going through the rollers, heading up and out into the left-hander now. Dropping back down and in. This is where Stewart and Carmichael come together some years ago. And here's Morin going at it with Marco still. Not much has changed between our leaders the last couple times around. As McManus holding on to the number 2 spot here, 6.5 seconds behind your leader, Jack, on the number 122 machine. Marco trying to navigate up this uphill. You'll begin to see this racetrack starting to take shape now. Let's head out front on board with your leader. Let's give him a little bit of coverage. Let's check out these race lines. See what he's got going on here. And you'll see this racetrack beginning to deteriorate. This is going to start to cause a problem for some of these riders that aren't used to the longer motos. Now, keep in mind, this is the A-class, so the majority of these guys, they know what they're getting themselves into here, and I would say that they have prepared for this one. And it's obvious that Jack has done his homework, and he is putting himself in a great position here early on in the Backyard MX Series. As we follow him around this racetrack for a lap of coverage here at Unadilla. Up over that tabletop, chopping down to the left-hander. As we follow him back around, this is where we met with him last time around, so that means we are going to look behind him and see what the battle is. Couple of guys close together back there. McManus still holding on to the number 2 spot. Third, still Morin on the Prospect Designs ride. Here comes the next closest battle to us. This is Greg the Legend going at it with Steez, Hemi, Victor, and Marco. Look at this. Oh no, they come together on the ground. Hemi, he goes down, and Steez is right there with him. And I just lost everybody on the racetrack. And now they're back. We're still in action. We're still in action, folks. It's okay. We lost them, but we found them. It's all good, and we're right back where we're supposed to be. On board with the privateer Marco. We lost them again, and now they're back again. Having a little bit of issues here, but that's okay, guys. We're still here for all the racing action. Don't leave us. Here's Aiden on that TLD Red Bull ride. Still putting in a solid performance tonight. Dad Shoes on the outside trying to get a drive here on David as they head up the hill. He's giving him the little bit of a wave there. He's like, hey man, I didn't mean to get with you, but I gotta go forward. Dad Shoes railing the outside, finds himself on the ground. Another mistake for Dad Shoes. Here in moto number 1 of the A-Class. Here's Owen. He's got Blazin right in behind him. Blazin on that BRH Honda. Check it out. Looking good. Here's Hemi. Hemi, oh no, he goes on the ground as soon as we get to him. Let's stay on board with Hemi here. Now Hemi putting in a strong performance at Muddy Creek. Steez goes down as well. Owen right there, he capitalizes on that one on the G Fuel Kawasaki. Up over the table, down to that left-hander. Hemi right in behind Skills now. As we have all the riders on the screen here for you. Very close battle here. And another rider going down. Marco looks like he's still clocked in the number 10 position. Hemi right there with him. As our timing and scoring will update next time around, Blazin now finds himself in a battle with Steez. Two BRH riders trying to follow each other here now and do what they can to get some work done on the field. And Steez on the ground once again. He's gonna have to get back up and remount. Let's head back forward towards our leaders. Here we go. We got a battle shaping up. Four-way battle here. Possibly five-way battle with these guys. And Aredes finds himself on the ground once again. Victor here on the Horizon Racing Honda. He's right here on the rear wheel of Reese. Now, Reese is one of those contenders that we were talking about, him and McChicken. And McChicken having some problems here in the opening moto. Reese Cooper finds himself all the way up to the number 5 spot now. Greg the Legend just ahead of him in the number 4 ride. And Victor right there, he's trying to do everything he can to latch on to Reese. As these two riders charging forward through the pack. Greg the Legend, he's going to have his hands full, I would say, in about another lap if Reese keeps doing what he's doing. Here's the Mick Monster. Excuse me, Prospect Designs Kawasaki ride of Morin. Let's go on board with him up over this tabletop here. Nice style for you guys watching back home. Be sure to remember all the action out here tonight. Brought to you by our sponsors, MXB Mods, Mook Lab, Bliss Mortgage, and Films by Lawrence. And McManus finds himself on the ground here. He has got company now from Morin on that Prospect Designs Kawasaki. Morin put in a good charge here as we have 1 minute 55 seconds left to go on the clock. Up over the step up they go. McManus finds himself in a fight for the number 2 position. Meanwhile, still your leader, Jack on the G Fuel ride. He is out front and all but checked out here. Let's go forward and see if we can find him. Here he is. This is the leader. Minute and 30 to go on the clock. So far, so good. As Jack has been able to lead the majority of this race. And he has really done a terrific job for himself and his team here in Moto number 1 of this A-Class. Let's see what happens as McManus looks like he's still holding on to the number 2 spot. We will showcase these guys as they come up and over the table and head through this double section here now. Looks like McManus might have pulled it back out over Morin just a tad bit. 1, 2, 3. There they are on your screen, folks. Here comes 4th. Greg the Legend on the Alpine Honda. Victor on the Horizon Racing Honda. Larson on the G Fuel ride. And here's Reese. He's riding for BRH. Marco the Privateer going at it with Aredes now. Aredes on that try-hard Honda. Look at this, railing the inside. These guys are leaned over. I tell you what, man, they are on the gas here tonight. Wow, look at the scrub action from these guys. They are just trying to get every inch of horsepower out of these machines, trying to stay low to the ground and charge forward at all times. side by side, up and over the table here. Still looking for someone to go for that double, and it doesn't happen. I thought Marco might go for it, but he didn't. He's going to lose a position to Radis now. And I believe we are down to 2 laps to go, possibly, or 2.5. And Reese Cooper down at the bottom of Screw You here. And Marco, he finds himself with a handful. Radis trying to go forward. And Reese Cooper going to be a little bit upset finding himself on the ground there after doing all the work he did early on. Side by side, Radis going to get by. Reese Cooper loses another position here now. So Reese having some problems in the opening moto with crashing. He's going to have to clean it up if he wants to put himself in a good position for the overall here tonight. As we cruise back over here to find our leader. 2 laps on the board. The G Fuel Kawasaki squad has got to be pumped about this one. If you guys are in here, make some noise for the leader. It's what it's all about. And the best thing is you can see what these guys do on the motorcycle. And then you can go back and you can work on it yourself. So just a reminder, all of these races, you can find them on YouTube. And we normally post them within a day or two. And you guys can get back in there and check them out. If you ever happen to miss an event, that's another way that you can get caught up on it. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for a YouTube edit, remember that Films by Lawrence, he's going to be the man to talk to. So this time around, I believe we're going to see the white flag here for Jack. And there it is, folks. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for your leader. And coming across the line, checking in second, McManus. And Morin in the number 3 spot here still. And behind him through the line, Greg the Legend. In the number 5 spot, Larson on that G Fuel Kawasaki. So G Fuel with riders sitting 1st and 5th right now. And another guy down in the number 13 position there. So the G Fuel team looking to cause some damage here in the A-Class this season. As is this BRH team with Reese Cooper on board. And as the action about to come to a close here, this one has been one for the books. Opening round of BYMX. Right here at Unadilla as we are on board with McManus. He's trying to bring home a 2nd place finish here in Moto number 1. Keeping an eye on Jack just ahead of him, heading up over the uphill here. As Jack could always throw it away. Let's hope that he doesn't, but it is a possibility at all times. You never know what's going to happen. He comes up out of Screw You. I think he might be able to bring this one home. Want to give a big shout out to all the fans for tuning in here to check this racing action out. We're going to be doing it every single week. Every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in right here to the Cal Naughton Show and we will have it live for you. As Jack drops down into the pit here, he is going to collect the checkered flag. Your A-Class winner for Moto number 1, Jack on board the G Fuel Kawasaki. McManus across the line in 2nd. Morin across the line in 3rd. Here's a side-by-side battle. Larson gonna make it happen right at the line. He's gonna finish up in 4th. And 5th is gonna go to Greg the Legend as he loses a position right at the end of this moto. That was huge. keep that right there inside of your photos. Do something. Take a photo of it. That right there might have something to do with this overall a little bit later on. We're going to have to remember that one, folks, as Larson charged all the way down to the line. He never gave up and finds himself in the number 4 position. And that's going to do it for the first moto as they start to funnel through the line here. Blazin makes his way up and over now. Look at these guys, all the way down to the line. That's what the A-Class is all about here at Backyard MX. Look at this, we got a guy down right at the line. That was Jen on that TLD Red Bull ride. Some big names having a bad moto here to get things underway. And there we have it, folks. Moto number 1 in the books for the A-Class. Jack on G Fuel Kawasaki takes the win. Big Manis across the line in second there. And Morin gonna round out the podium in third. Huge performance out of those 3. Each one of them seemed to be comfortably into their positions throughout that moto there. And that amazing battle between Larson and Greg the Legend, that's going to be one to talk about. Looks like York's finished up in the number 24 spot. Mick Chicken down there in the 25th position. Or no, I'm sorry, that's McCracken. Sorry about that. Taking a look here at the results. Reese finds himself in 9th across the line. Dad Shoes in the number 14 spot. There's Owen, who had a great start. He's going to finish up at 13th. Steez, who was running up front there early on, finds himself in 16th. Aiden, all the way back into the number 18 position. Look for the TLD Red Bull rider to do something different in moto number 2. And look at this rider right here, number 76 of Hemi. Keep an eye on him in this second moto coming up here shortly. We're going to have about a 10-minute break, folks. And we will be back to racing action after that. So stick with us here on the Cal Naughton Show as we prepare for the second moto for the A-Class coming at you in about 10 minutes time. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
gate is down for our first preseason F-Class Moto for Backyard MX Series 2. Jones goes down and LeFou makes the pass. So Jones on the NNY Racing team is still got his sights on our race leader, LeFou. Oh, LeFou goes down in the 10 Commandments and Jones makes the pass. On that front position, and Jones does go down again, so Rob is going to take the lead position away right here.
This is insane.
Yeah. Bar to bar, new battle for the lead here. 2.5 minutes left. So Rob Dog's been charging through the pack to catch Jones. He's been chipping away at the lead that Jones had. Oh no.
Oh no.
Rob Dog Racing here, guys. There is your race leader and your Moto #1 winner as he takes the checkers. Goes down in the 10 Commandments, so he gives that position up to LeFou. Jones is going to make that pass right now on the inside, but not able to do it. Flips over the bars and goes down. Rob Dog and LeFou, though, man, they are in a heated battle for third place right now. 4 riders wide, essentially. See how they each take the 10 Commandments.
Felipe was the only one who tripled in. It looks like he paid off around that corner there.
Dan on the FXR Honda is going to take the win in the second moto of the F-Class. Man, I am ready for this. I have waited all week for this moment. Steez hits the triple clean. Dorian makes a mistake, but so does Steez. So Dorian kept it up on 2 wheels, didn't go down, but could have been passed for the lead. But unfortunately, Steez made the mistake again. That rhythm section seems to be getting the best of him tonight. And now Rubes has caught up. So Rubes and Steez are in a heated battle, battling with each other, but also battling with Lapper. That has no choice left but to go for it. There is our battle for 4th place between Reese and Troy. This is going to be a good battle here between the 2 McMonster Kawasaki riders, Dad Shoes and Troy, with Reese coming up. Troy takes the inside and launches it. Troy bar to bar with Ariel as they come into these sand boots. I don't know how he's doing it. This is just a constant 4-way battle for a single position between these riders. Man, this is good racing. This is good racing to see. Turn the rearview mirror off and forget about what's happening behind him. Get a clean run through this whoop section here before the finish.
We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 2 minutes, 30 seconds until the gate drops for moto number 2. All right, here we go. Racing action coming at you. This is moto number 2 for the A class here. Opening round has not disappointed tonight between the B class and moto number 1 of the A class, as we feature a full gate of riders here for this second moto tonight. So a quick reset happening here, but we got the riders loaded back in. Greg the Legend all the way on the outside. We do still have a couple riders. It's like they are in the pit area there still. So as we wait for the second moto here, we are working with these riders to get them all in. That's part of the Backyard MX series, and the great thing about it is we are willing to do what we have to do to get you in here for these motos. A lot of times that won't happen when you deal with, you know, certain organizations. Sometimes they will just go ahead and begin. Sometimes we will have to do that as well, just depending on the current situation. But with what we have going on right now, we are definitely going to try and get all of these riders loaded into this gate for the second moto.
With kind of running too many people in the server, so I'm really hoping that we don't see these issues all season long. I've kind of got my work cut out for me moving forward, so that way I can make sure that we are not putting the players through through this. It's not their fault that the game isn't optimized for this many people. So it's my responsibility to make sure that the classes are structured accordingly. So we'll wait for Steez. I don't want to make him suffer. He did a full 20-minute moto and waited 10 minutes. So he is reconnecting. And then as soon as he's in, we will get this gate dropped for moto number 2. So I appreciate your guys' patience.
All right, sounds good, Vox. We appreciate the update. So we're going to be standing by here momentarily as we wait for Steez to be able to join into this server here. He had a pretty good moto there in moto number 1. So we are going to wait for him here and try and get him loaded in. That way he can be set up for a good overall here tonight. Go ahead, Vox.
I think I'll take this opportunity to say that, you know, McManus did not let my dreams become memes tonight, and he did, in fact, put it on the box in moto number 1. So, for all of my fans out there, I ask you the riddle, which you should now know the answer to, and that is, what has 6 sides is shaped like a square, and McManus will be standing on by the end of moto number 2.
There you go. There you go. Same question we had last time, so it's back once again, folks.
Guys, if you're in chat and you are not following this man, Cal Naughton, if you have not hit him with your Twitch Prime sub, if you have the means to sub, man, support this guy, dude. He does so much to help us boost this community, and it's more than just showing up to commentate, even though that would be plenty enough. Cal's trying to help us promote this series. He's trying to help us get it out, get the word out. He has plenty of experience running series in other games. So Cal's trying to use his expertise to also really help us grow Backyard MX, and he deserves all of the support that he can get as well. So like I said, if you guys are watching the stream and you're not doing everything within your means to support this guy, then make sure you give him a follow and stick around too, because you know he streams bikes just like the rest of us. So hang out with him on nights that aren't race night and cheer for him when he's racing in his class on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, man. You know, like I say, I'm a huge part of the community. I like being there. Being here, I guess I should say, and you know, being a part of it. I take and I do the races myself, and you know, it's fun. I have a good time with it, you know. So I appreciate you guys. I really do. You guys being here tonight. This is fun for me, and yeah, man. I plan to be here for you guys and make this race in action that much more entertaining for you. It's something I like to do, you know, so let's keep the ball rolling. And yeah, if you guys haven't followed, make sure you hit the follow button. For now, we're going to head forward towards the line here for moto number 2. All right, guys. As we wait for the revs to start, we're fixing to go racing here for moto number 2 action of the A-Class at Unadilla. The gate is down. We're headed into turn number 1. Who's it gonna be on the far inside? Your moto number 1 winner grabs the whole shot. Jack on the G Fuel Kawasaki. And mayhem happening in turn number 1. And as these riders work their way around, look at this. Jack puts himself in a terrific position here. I don't think he could have done any better than that. Grabbing the whole shot. He is out front and the current leader. Right in behind him, look who it is. Hemi there on the L&R ride in the number 2 spot. Hemi looking to have a good moto here. Moto number 1 not going the way he had planned. Garcia up in the number 3 spot. Aiden right in behind him in 4th. Larson in 5th. As we work our way around this racetrack here on the opening lap, 20 plus 2 on the board. So Jack, the current leader here, trying to do what he can to go 1-1 on the program. And there is no better way to start a season than going 1-1 and showing your dominance. So Hemi is going to see what he can do. If you guys were at the preseason event, Hemi was able to lay it down and he put together 2 fantastic motos. What a pleasure it was to watch him and all of the other riders as well in that opening preseason event. And as we watch all these riders come through here, this whole field is stacked from top to bottom. We're going to have battles from 1st to 20th all over this racetrack. Here's Mick Chicken. He is in the race, folks. We're going to keep an eye on him. He's right there with Dad Shoes. And as we go back up top here, we look forward and we're going to try and find these leaders. And it looks like Jack might have had a problem. Is that what happened? No, it's not. I apologize. I seen the colors there and I thought maybe he had a mishap, but he didn't. That possibly could have been Larson that I was seeing dropping into that left-hander back there. With that bright pink jersey on there. And this is the race on the racetrack. We are looking to see if Jack can go 1-1 here tonight. And so far, so good for the G Fuel Kawasaki mounted pilot. A 1-1 performance will get him 26 and 26. That's definitely not going to be beaten. Look at this. Garcia goes into the track barricade on the far inside. He's able to remount real quick and get back going. Reese, right here on your screen now. Reese checked in 7th this time around. And let's just stay right here for a minute and watch these guys work and navigate their way through these sections here. You're gonna see some riders go inside, some of them go a little bit farther outside, carry some more momentum. All of them looking to open up the radius, that way they can get through the apex of these turns as quick as possible. This racetrack here, after a 20-minute opening moto, is really beginning to deteriorate. Anybody that has done a 15-minute moto here would know that this, I would say, in my opinion, is probably one of the roughest racetracks as far as just straight up deformation and having kickers and nasty lines that you've got to hit in this game. Unadilla is one of those tracks that always seems to give you that. And look at these braking bumps as they come into the corner here, folks. Check this out. This game is phenomenal for things like this, and that's why we like to feature it. We want to show you what you're working with if you were to go ahead and hop over to the MX Bikes platform. Look at the battles here as we feature about the halfway portion of the pack, I would say. As they work their way over through into that Screw You section, we're going to head back towards the front of the pack here now. Dad Shoes beginning to work his way forward. And look at this. David finds himself in a battle with Blazin on that BRH Honda. The SVN Racing Kawasaki mounted pilot's got company right in behind him too. That's Impus. Impus able to throw down some real heaters here, so I want to keep a close look on Impus and keep track of his progress. I know that guy can really lay some heaters, as can every other rider in this class here. This is our A class at Backyard MX. But I just know there's something special in this guy right here, as he is doing battle with McManus. McManus finds himself on the ground. That is going to cost him big in the overall. He does still have plenty of time left on the clock. 14 minutes, 45 seconds left to go here in moto number 2. And Steez on that BRH Honda trying to work his way back forward. Impus loses a little bit of time as they come back around here. Drop back down into the infamous little pit area there that Carmichael and Stewart come together on. And Pastrana, if you guys remember years ago, had a mishap right here himself and went up and over the handlebars pretty violently. Kind of just like Greg the Legend there. It's that's kind of weird. It happened right when I said that. Mick Chicken having a mishap here as well. So these guys find themselves in a battle now. Greg the Legend with a strong performance there, and we were talking about him at the end of the first moto as he was in a battle all the way down to the line. And Larson, look at this. Larson is into the number 2 spot. We have had a pass for the lead. We've got to go forward and figure out what's happening here, as Hemi appears to be the new leader But Garcia looks like he's the first one coming around. We've got some action that we've missed, folks. I apologize. But I'm trying to keep track of all of this that's happening around this racetrack. And I tell you what, these A-Riders are just on the gas here tonight. There might be a battle or two that I might miss, but I'll get right back to it just as I have here. And look at this. Garcia's on the ground. He's going to lose the lead. It's going to go back over to Larson now. Larson, I told you earlier to get a photo of the overall there for the first moto where they had finished, and that was for a reason, because we got Jack fighting for third, and we have our leader now, Larson, both these riders on the G Fuel Kawasaki's. And to have two riders in the top three, that is amazing for this team. Street Dogs Racing rider there, Garcia, he was in the lead. He's had a couple of opportunities now, and he happened to have thrown that away, but he is not out of this thing. And look at this. 6 riders all within reach of each other, and look who is on the tail end of this pack. Reese Cooper is putting on a charge, boys. And just ahead of him is Aratus, as Reese Cooper trying to do something special here in the second moto as we stay right here on board with him. The free roam camera going to work here tonight. Shake and bake, baby, let's do it. Reese Cooper looking for a move as they head up the hill here. Lots of Aratus fans here tonight in the chat, so we're gonna keep an eye on this one. Reese Cooper down in the screw U to the inside. Aratus now has got his hands full with Reese Cooper. Reese Cooper trying to make something happen here on the outside. Aratus could he could lose a position. It could happen. Reese Cooper all over him. This is a big one for Aratus if he can fight this off. So Reese Cooper now trying to charge forward on that BRH ride. And as we look ahead here now, our leader is Larson on that G Fuel Kawasaki, railing through the left-hander, dropping down into the pit here. G Fuel Kawasaki going 1-2 right now with 11 minutes left on the clock. And moto number 2 of the A-Class. Hemi in a battle here, 3-way battle for second now, as Jack, your Moto 1 winner, is having to deal with this pressure. To the inside goes Hemi. He can make a position change. He might be able to advance forward into that number 3 spot. And not able to make it happen yet. These guys are fighting. This is like watching Mike Tyson go at it with Holyfield. And Garcia up into the number 3 spot. Kawasaki running 1, 2, 3 right now. And look at this, another move for Garcia on the Street Dogs Racing ride. He is not giving up. This guy looking forward to winning this moto. One heck of a charge out of Garcia right now. Going by the moto number 1 winner like he was sitting still back there. So Jack now finds himself in a predicament. He's got Hemi trying to get by. These are guys that will really pressure you, and this is when we can begin to see some mistakes, folks. So we got to keep an eye on it. Can Jack hold on? Looking to go 1-1 this evening, but right now finds himself in the number 3 spot, fighting for position here. As Hemi trying to get by him. Hemi not happy with his Moto 1 performance. We can clearly see that here on the racetrack in Moto number 2. As these riders go through that left-hander up and over the step-up, back onto the straightaway, Jack still holding him off. And behind Hemi, we still got Reese going at it here. These riders not out of reach for him. Gonna take a look in behind him. Aratus now finds himself all by himself in behind Reese Cooper. That, I believe, is gonna be the number 7 spot. And behind him in 8th is Aiden. Then it's Wheels, Impus coming through. Look at this. I might have just found us another battle to pay attention to, folks. McManus, who was on the podium in moto number 1, finds himself in a battle with Dad Shoes on the McMonster Kawasaki, but it looks like Dad Shoes actually opting to ride a KTM machine here this evening. And Wheels going at it with Aiden here. Moto number 2 is action-packed. I tell you what, I can't even keep track of it all. This is the type of racing action that we want to see here at Backyard MX. All the racing action brought to you by our sponsors, MXB Mods, Mook Lab, Bliss Mortgage, Films by Lawrence, and of course, the folks over at Backyard MX, thank you so much for putting on these events. And here on the MX Bikes platform, we have had some terrific battles in the A-Class this evening. Look at this, three-way battle side by side, Mick Chicken to the inside. Finds himself on the ground once again. Greg the Legend getting back by him here. Empus goes by on the screen, and here comes McManus. Greg the Legend. He reminds me of the hard-charging Phil Doyen in the B-Class. As we hop right here into this battle now, this is Yorks going at it with Victor and Senor. It's Senor. And this has been a tough one for some of these guys this evening, I would say, as they come into the program looking to take a victory, and it may not have gone their way so far here tonight. 7 minutes still on the clock. Anything is possible. As we look back towards the front of the pack to see if we've had a lead change at all. And Aratus now putting in the work as he comes up onto the rear wheel of Jack. Not much separating these two this time around as we look forward. Our leader comes together with the inside round hay bale there. So going a little bit too far down and in. Finds himself still on two wheels here, pushing forward. Larson has been laying the laps down. It's going to be interesting to see what type of lap times that he has ran here tonight in this program. As Unadilla, like I was saying earlier, one of the roughest racetracks that you could get. As far as the deformation goes, it really turns into one heck of a track. Garcia still holding on to the number 2 spot here. Hemi in third. Here's Reese up to the number 4 ride. Can Reese Cooper run down the leader with 6 minutes and 20 seconds left to go on the clock? The BRH rider trying to get it done here tonight, but so far, he has found himself in some intense battles and unable to collect a victory. What's gonna happen as we get closer and closer towards the end of this one? Down into Screw You they go. They're all opting to go to the outside and get a drive as they come up and out. A mistake from Hemi. He finds himself on the ground here. Hemi on the ground. He's got to get up and get going. He's losing valuable time to the leaders. He's back on the ground once again. Big mishap here for Hemi on the Husqvarna. The LNR ride. That's going to advance Reese up into the number 3 spot. And look at this. He's already very quickly done work on the number 2 ride of Garcia. So now Reese up into the number 2 spot here. Garcia trying to make something happen on that Street Dogs Racing Kawasaki. Side by side, bar banging battles right here at Backyard MX. To the inside, the Kawasaki mounted pilot not able to make it happen, but Garcia pushing. Looking for an opening here. Reese Cooper trying to run down our leader Larson on the G Fuel Kawasaki. Look at this racetrack as it has really developed throughout this second moto. And as they go down into the left-hander, we don't want to miss any of that race in action, so we'll raise the camera for you folks watching back home. Reese and Garcia going at it for the number 2 spot. Reese trying to run down the leader and get himself a victory here in moto number 2. As Garcia trying to put together 2 solid motos on the Street Dogs Racing Kawasaki. Now off of the racetrack. That right there might have presented a penalty to him. We're going to have to pay attention to that. Not sure with timing and scoring what's going to happen there. But a little mistake from him, and he was able to re-enter without gaining much time at all. Look at the style points coming from Garcia. This guy is feeling it here tonight. Back up the hill we go, charging. Reese Cooper, man on a mission, heading back out front towards our leader. 3 minutes to go. And let's check it out. Let's see what his lines look like here. As this racetrack has presented plenty of passing opportunities with insides and outsides. A lot of these guys sticking with the main line, it looks like, from what I can see. And Larson, I tell you, man, he has kept himself calm, cool, and collected here in Moto number 2. An impressive ride out of this G Fuel Kawasaki mounted pilot. Meanwhile, here's that battle between Reese Cooper and Garcia. Garcia looking for an inside pass. It hasn't happened yet, but it might come to him right here through these left and right-handed turns as they head into the sweeper section now, dropping down through the rollers. These three are in a league of their own. They're all checked out from the rest of the field. As we take a look back towards the number 4 spot, your Moto number 1 winner, Jack on that G Fuel Kawasaki. I cannot leave this battle. This is the one to watch on the racetrack. Garcia, all night long, has been impressing everyone. This is huge. As oh, and he goes down! Garcia hits the deck. Last time around, he made a huge mistake in this section on the racetrack. This time, clips the inside hay bale. Up and over the bars he goes. Let's take a look back here now. I'm getting some information from some insiders here. There goes Jack. Oh, he holds on to it. I thought I heard him go down. And let's look here. We got Greg the Legend going at it with Hemi. Hemi's going to lose a position here. 1:50 to go on the clock. These guys are trying to do everything they can to get towards the front of this pack. Podiums is what it's all about at round number 1 when you're in the A class. Some more style points coming from Aiden. He must know the camera's on him. Skills right in behind him. There's Aratus putting on another charge. And look at this. Wheels has joined in on the battle. Where his Wheels been all night long, Aiden goes down on the inside. That's going to open it up for Wheels to advance forward now. Greg the Legend, you better look out. You got some guys coming for you here. Aratus in behind this entire battle. Hemi dealing with Greg the Legend. Then you got Aiden going down. We got Wheels right here. He's got somebody on the inside. That's Skills on the Prospect Designs Kawasaki. These riders are banging bars, and there was no room left there for Skills on the inside. He had to push out, able to hold on to it. Meanwhile, Aratus right in behind him, seeing all this racing action unfold right in front of his eyes. There's your leaders. As we head back out front with Larson. This time around, I believe it's going to be 2 to go. Terrific racing action here in this A class. Also in the B class earlier on in the program tonight. This is what we are looking forward to, folks. We want to see battles from the time the gate drops until it's over at the line. So far, these riders have not disappointed. Larson, man in charge right now. G Fuel Kawasaki manager, sitting over there clapping his hands, but at the same time, he is over there biting on his fingernails. He doesn't know what's going to happen. Is he going to be able to hold it together? Where is Reese? That's the question right now. Let's sit right here and see if we can find him. Look at the gap, folks. 12.5 seconds last time around. Here comes Reese. Question is, with Larson running out front, is it enough to get the overall? And I believe it could possibly be. With Jack running in the number 4 spot, Garcia in 3rd. I believe if Larson goes 4-1, or excuse me, 3-1, I believe it was, that this could be enough for the overall here this evening. As I begin to try and regather myself here and find our leader once again. Here he is, Larson up and over, scrubbing off here. Into the right-hander through that sweeper. Here is Reese Cooper. What can Reese do? He has got a lap and a half to go. I'm not sure that he's got enough time. 12.5 seconds separates him and the leader. And here's Garcia still running in the number 3 spot now. As we readjust the camera to bring the racing action to all of you back home. There goes Jack still in the number 4 spot, and I believe, like I said, if Larson takes this win, I think he's going to be the overall winner here tonight. So this could be big for the G Fuel Kawasaki squad. They could go 1-2 this evening. And that would put them as the dominant team here in the A-Class. Moving forward into week number 2, remember that all of the A-Class events, we do randomized racetracks, so you never know what you're going to get. Whoa! Dad shoes on the ground here through the right-hander just before going up the uphill. That's going to put him in a position that where he's going to have to fight off a couple riders if he doesn't want to lose that position that he had. I'm going to go back forward here and look for our leader. Looks like white flag is out, folks. We have got 1 lap to go here. Moto number 2 of the A-Class. Larson, you got to keep it on 2 wheels. We're right here with you. Everybody watching back home, make some noise here now for the leader. Get up out of your seats and feel it. This right here is what it's all about. This guy's been putting the work in to get the job done, and he is going to pull it off if he can keep it on 2 wheels. That's what we're looking for here. As he comes around the racetrack through that section I was telling you about where Pastrana had a mishap. Looks like he's going to get through there clean. Suspension working good, coming through these braking bumps and into that left-hander. Let's see what he does for us as he comes over the table. Yeah! Style points once again. Larson doing the job for us here tonight. As we follow the leader around here on the final lap of action. Everyone remember next Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. right here on the Cal Naughton Show, we will have round number 2 of the Backyard MX Series. We will have the A and B classes showcased here for you. So go ahead and mark that on your calendars. Tell everybody you know to come on by and check out this racing action. Larson now just a few turns away from bringing home a victory. This is one strong performance for the G Fuel team. Dropping down into the pit now. Checkered flag is gonna fly. Larson takes the win here in Moto number 2. Through the line in second, it's gonna be Reese Cooper, and in third is Garcia. Do we have any other battles happening on the racetrack? Here comes Jack, still running in the number 4 spot. In behind him, Greg the Legend, another terrific moto for him. Hemi now all by himself. Where is Aratus? Here's Wheels. Victor. Dad Shoes. Mick Chicken now all over the rear wheel of McManus. So Mick Chicken with a hard charge here in Moto number 2. All the way down to the line, folks. Look at that. Side by side going over the finish line. Empis is able to hold off Skills. That's going to do it from Unadilla. Wow. What a way to open the season here for the A and B class at Backyard MX. My mind is completely blown. That was huge. So as they come across the line here to clock in, the Kraken having a problem right at the finish line, but he's able to get it up and over there. And I believe that's going to do it for the A-Class, folks. Wow. If you guys didn't have a good time watching that, I don't know what is a good time, because that was some phenomenal racing. And let's take a look at the board here. Larson with the win. Reese coming across the line in second. Third's going to go to Garcia. Fourth goes to Jack. Fifth goes to Greg the Legend. Sixth was Hemi. Seventh was Wheels. Eighth was Victor. Dad Shoes at ninth. And rounding out the top 10 was McManus. Just missing the top 10 is Mick Chicken. Skills in 12th. Eratus finishes up in 13th. Blazin in 14th. And rounding out the top 15, Pitosa.